there's this common pattern that I'm seeing across the entire bubble community, which is that, everyone spends a whole lot of time building and developing their great applications, but then they all bump into one big problem, which is that they can't actually get their apps to rank on Google, or at least compete with big competitors that are building their applications or their websites in other platforms. What's this whole mystery with ranking bubble applications?
It is such a big frustration. You work so hard and then you're invisible. And it's literally like if you were Harry Potter wearing the cloak of invisibility. And the reason that we've put so many months of effort into this new project is because of the frustration. And it's literally been a story of frustration converted into triumph.
We did discover early on in our bubble journey that, SEO is just not one of Bubble's strengths.
It's not. Okay, it's gotten better. Let's be honest. Bubble, they're working on it, and kudos to the Bubble team. But there's just so much that you can do with Bubble's native functionalities, and then you can't do anymore. And it is frustrating. It is kind of like beating your head against a wall that almost seems like you're never going to get there, but you can.
One of the main reasons why I really wanted us to just sit down today and introduce people to SERPy is because I think it's going to mark a before and after in the Bubble community. But I do want to give you the honor of introducing SERPy to the world.
Hello, world. I'd like to introduce you to SERPy. Now, SERPy is our AI-powered search engine ranking robot for Bubble applications. And we're confident that we have built the very first platform that is actually designed for Bubble applications to help you get them to rank on the search engines. And I don't just mean Google. Obviously, Google's the biggest one. But it's Google, it's the AI platforms, it's Bing, it's all those other search engines out there, it's YouTube, it's wherever your Bubble application needs to be. You need to be able to make sure that you're doing what you have to do to earn the rankings that you deserve.
I think it's worth mentioning that, we do want to address the pink elephant in the room, which is that we're not, SERPy is not about trying to trick Google into ranking your application for you. It's actually about crafting up a holistic strategy that, makes it possible for your application to rank in the first place. I've actually seen this happen many times in the WordPress ecosystem, where there's all of these really sketchy plugins and tools that really try to trick Google into making them think that, hey, your core web vitals are actually good when they're really not.
That's one of the things that I used to have a really bad concept of SEO because of that. Because for so many years, it has been a game of, can I trick or manipulate the search engines into giving me traffic that I don't deserve? And we're not here to talk about that. That's not what we've put together. That's not part of the plan.
The plan is really to allow Bubble applications to align their interests with the interests of search engines. And like you said, not just Google's, but Bing and many others.
So all of these platforms have a really clear mission. We all know what it is. You go there, you ask a question, and their mission is to give the person asking the question the best answer possible. And as long as you can make your Bubble application and your website that's built in Bubble be that best answer, then you're okay, and it's going to work, and it's going to stay around, and it's not going to go away every time they make an algorithm change.
So here at Ratio, I think that it's fair to say that we follow a 4-part plan, right? The first one is that your Bubble application needs to be good. It can't have any major issues that may come into conflict with SEO.
Obviously, that is the first big thing. Step one, fix your Bubble problems.
Fix your Bubble problems is a good way of summarizing it, yeah. The second one is to actually implement SERPy, which is available starting today.
That's right. And hey, give us a call. We'll be here for you.
And the third one is to design and implement what we like calling a topical dominance content strategy.
Yeah, I mean, there is no way to become a sustainable, lasting ranking website without a true content strategy behind it.
I think
that's just not you. It's just you have to do it nowadays.
A lot of people forget about how important it is for especially small businesses to put themselves out there and to really, well, not just put themselves out there, but actually put good content out there. At the end of the day, I mean, having SERP up on your Bubble application is not enough. I mean, yes, we handle a lot of the nasty and gritty things that people typically don't do for SEO, but you gotta have good content that helps search engines.
You bet it. Obviously, you can't. Otherwise, you may get a boost. You will get a boost because of all of the fixes that we can bring to the table. But it won't be enough to keep you there forever. And it won't be enough to help you grow, especially when you want to go after competitive terms. Now, if you've got an application that is, needs to rank for something really, really niche
that no one's
really fighting for, probably with fixing your bubble issues and putting SERP, you're going to be okay.
Actually, we can probably talk about Option Track. Option Track, if you put Option Track in Google, we rank at the very top because there's not that many. I mean, there are some tracking applications that try to help option traders. Nothing like cash-based options trading, which is what we do. It's very niche.
It is very niche, and it ranks well now for quite a few terms, and it ranks thanks to fixing our bubble issues and SERP. But if we were to really invest in going after the entire options trading ecosphere of ranking for lots of terms, then we would really have to sit down and put a content strategy behind it.
Maybe someday.
We might
so
get there.
let's go back to the 4-part plan. The first step is to really fix your bubble issues. What does that really mean?
Well, you skipped step 4. Don't forget authority building and
sorry.
building your backlinks to your site. So let's just get the 4th one out of the way, and now we can dig into the one by one.
Let me just do a quick recap. So 1, fix your bubble issues. Number 2, you gotta implement SERP, and we gave birth to it today. So go say hello.
And by the way, it's really cute. You're gonna like him.
Yeah, you're gonna like him. You gotta design and implement a topical dominance content strategy. And number 4, you do need to implement a well-paced authority building, link building strategy as well.
That's right. Those are the 4 pillars.
So how does one fix their bubble errors?
So there's a lot of things to talk about when I sit down with a lot of people that are building bubble applications. And I almost invariably find just glaring problems with their SEO strategy. And some of it's really simple, setting up your settings right, your page settings, getting your slugs defined correctly.
A lot of them are very well-known SEO problems that not just bubble applications have. It's
right, but you got to fix these things. You do need to fix it. And then there's one that's just incredible. It's the internal linking problem. And I just did a video not long ago just on this specific topic, and it's about you can't use the workflow action go to page in your headers, in your footers.
It's just so easy for someone to go workflow, go to page, and they don't realize how much
that they're shooting themselves in both feet at the same time.
Is Bubble ever going to fix this problem?
Well, it's not a problem per se with Bubble. It's a problem with JavaScript. It's a problem with the search engine crawlers. They're not going to try to click on every clickable element on your website to see what happens. Right. They're there to do as quick a crawl as they can, to utilize their tech budget as efficiently as they can. And if you don't have links that actually are links, then they're invisible and they just don't get seen, and your website doesn't have a structure and your pages look like they're orphans, and it's just a real mess. And it's not hard to fix, but those are, it has to be fixed.
What about page load speed? It's important.
That is definitely important. And look, most of the page load measuring services out there work really poorly with Bubble applications because they're old. They're based on HTML pages. And so that's one problem. But then there's another problem, that Bubble is client-side rendered JavaScript. That means that every time somebody visits your application, it's downloading a bunch of JavaScript to their browser, and their browser is rendering the page. And a lot of search engines just don't like this, okay? So there are things that you can do to make it a lot better. And you know, if you reach out to us, we can dig into the details of that. But we're also working on a very top secret project that is going to blow a lot of Bubblers' minds really soon.
It'll probably blow up Bubble's mind, like Bubble itself.
Yeah. So if you're interested, and this doesn't go with today's video, but if you're interested in just kicking the ass out of your page load speeds on your Bubble application, and you'd like to be part of our upcoming beta program, reach out to us. We'll talk to you about it.
How do people reach out to us?
Go to ratio.dev.
Okay. I think you forgot on-page schema.
On-page schema, yeah, those are more sort of technical things. Sitemaps are really important.
Oh God, damn image alt text that no one bothers with.
And that is also really important. And then there's, you know, there are FAQ parts in your pages. There's all sorts of issues that some of them can be fixed natively in Bubble, and some of them can't. There are a lot of technical SEO variables that you just can't do in Bubble. They're not there. There's no option to set your meta keywords, for example, on your page, or there's, you know, and then even though on your dynamic pages you can set the titles dynamically and everything, almost nobody's really thinking about how long are those, how long are they? Are they too long? Are they too short? And all of that has an enormous repercussion on SEO.
And this leads perfectly in to talk about SERPy. I mean, we've brought up SERPy a couple times now, but what does SERPy actually do?
Well, SERPy is this amazing little robot that we install in your Bubble application, and it fixes stuff. It just fixes it on the fly, doesn't slow down your page load speeds at all, but it optimizes not only does it optimize your titles and your descriptions and all of that based, you know, using AI, but it makes sure they fit into the correct, you know, parameters that the search engines are looking for. It fixes all those images that don't have alt text on them.
How does it do it?
It's magic.
It's magic.
It's magic. Let's just leave it at that. It's pretty sophisticated tech in the background. I'll tell you that. It's you know, it isn't trivial, but it doesn't slow things down, and it works. And it does a lot. I think the last count we did, it's like 30 different optimizations on every page that it's doing.
So we also talked about content a little earlier. Let's dig a little bit deeper into content and why it's so important. First of all, what type of content should small businesses be creating these days? So you need to have a really good topical map of what you're trying to rank for. And you need to just blast the hell out of that map. As deep as you can and as wide as you can, without posting a lot of stuff that doesn't have anything to do with your topical map. Okay, does that apply to any type of business? Big, medium, small, micro?
Yeah. You need to dominate the content that you have on your site needs to cover the width of the topic. So if you've got a big ass topic that you talk about, you're going to have a lot of subtopics. You're going to have a lot of other. It's going to create a tree structure, and you've got to cover the whole thing. And you also have to think about how often are the crawlers crawling your content, and you have to compare your content with the competition so that it's not just about having lots of content, it's having the best content. And that's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but it can be done.
You're making it sound like it's a lot of work.
Well, it is work, okay? But free traffic isn't free, and the benefits are amazing. I mean, you know, when somebody goes to a search engine or an AI and they say, I need some way to track my options trading, and option track shows up at the top, that's somebody who has a problem that's looking for a solution. That's not some, random scroller on social media, watching TikTok videos.
It's warm traffic.
It's traffic that has an intent.
Well, it has an it has an intent.
Based. So it really is
Valuable.
fundamental for any business.
So there's a few things that we're giving birth to today. One of them is SERPy, and then there's another one, which is your second book.
That's right.
SEO No Code Wizardry. It's coming out today.
It's coming out today, and I'm the no-code wizard. Wham! And there it is. I'll point up here, and somebody will put it into the video somewhere. Anyway, yes, SEO No Code Wizardry is, I think, the fundamental guide for SEO for bubble applications that's been written so far. It's available on Amazon starting today, and it covers each one of these 4 topics that we've talked about. It covers all of the issues in your bubble application. It covers everything that SERPy can do for you. It covers how to build a good content strategy, and it also covers how to get not just backlinks, because backlinks are important because if they build your credibility.
Right.
So if you get a backlink from some scammy site out there that doesn't have anything to do with
harm than good.
It's going to do more harm than good. But if you're being featured on a major website or another website that's got credibility in your niche, or in the, maybe a university website or an educational website, whatever, these are good backlinks that really
help you build reputation.
And we also have tools to help you get your content into the AI engines. And that's not something that many people are actually talking about today, but it's really important. It's how do you do the outreach to actually find the pages that are being used by ChatGPT and Claude and Perplexity, and then make sure that you can reach out to those pages and get your content included there.
Not many people are talking about that.
And it's something that's big.
Especially as we look at a very uncertain future where we don't really know how people are going to be browsing for things.
Look, the whole SEO is dead.
I saw a video.
Trope is that. It's not gone.
Neil Patel, he posted a video on YouTube, I think like last week or 2 weeks ago, titled SEO is dead in 2025. He got so much hate in the comment section that he had to switch back the title to something else.
It's not true. Okay, it's clickbait.
It's clickbaity.
But it's not true. I mean, come on. We can't predict the future, okay? Nobody can. But it's clear that we're not all going to wake up one morning and say, oh, I'm giving up search engines.
Right.
It's going to be, even if it is dying, it's going to take decades to go away.
I think the stock market will give us a hint as well.
It will. But part of being aware of this is saying, okay, but it's not just the search engines that are big today, because if you were trying to rank on, gosh, I don't remember, Alta Vista. Right? I mean, all that effort you put in back then doesn't mean anything really today, right? But if you have a holistic strategy that is actually working, then you're going to be okay in the future too.
Well, I think that this marks a good introduction for the bubble ecosystem as to what we're trying to do and how we're trying to help people really fix this big problem, which is, hey, we want to help you rank your bubble applications. Your applications deserve to be seen.
Yeah, I mean, you put so much effort into
building an application that just because you're building it with Bubble, which is great, we love Bubble, it still deserves a place in search engine rankings.
And you have to put in the work to get it done. I mean, it has to. It's worth it, and it's not immediate, and it takes effort.
Well, SEO is never immediate.
SEO is never immediate, but it can be done. And I'll even go further. You can even rank a Bubble application in Bing.
Right.
And we've done it. And it's tricky. I'll tell you, it is tricky because that happens to be one of the search engines that isn't very JavaScript friendly.
One day we need to sit down and do a case study on circles, because we've gotten to the point where, it's not just our content that's ranking on search engines, but the people that are creating content on our Bubble application are having their content rank.
Yes, that's right.
It is that freaking powerful what we've got in our hands. And I think it was necessary for us to just start doing this.
Yeah,
So-
I agree. I think it is one of the problems that bubblers out there are worried about, and they're looking for a good solution. And I'm here today to say just hop over to ratio.dev, and we're here to help.
Well, thank you for your time once again, and
Yeah, SEO no-code wizardry.
available on Amazon. All right, let's sit down again, maybe like next week or so.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
All right.